Hey, what's going on, guys? Double 18 Set Shadow here. Things on the market are still looking on downtrends for the most part. Not much has changed on that front when it comes to Shadowverse Evolve. Singles always seem to just find their way on a race to the bottom, no matter what they are, with the exception of maybe one or two items every single time that will defy expectations or at least hold their ground in comparison to some of the others. But let's go ahead and get into today's singles. We have a lot more to cover than usual, though. The first one I wanted to talk about is the ultimate rare of Gabriel from set 1, which right now is still on a downtrend. This card has never really had an uptrend to work with. It's currently $17 to pick up at the cheapest, and otherwise you've got it at $22 with a number of copies available on this one. But Gabriel's one of those that never seems to really take off in value and probably won't for as long as we keep going. The next one is Ancient Elf, which is really far down for its base legendary, despite the fact that the card is still pretty much a generic tech that's used in almost every Forestcraft build. It's just under $2 to pick up base, and market price is $2.26. The Evo is still under $1 for both its base price and market price right now. And if you want the super legendaries, not much to worry about on that front. There are 14 listings on the base form, 20 listings on the evolve form, and it's about $11 if you want to pick up the base, and just under $5 if you want these, if you want the Evo for that one. But just keep in mind that if you don't have your Ancient Elves yet, this is probably a good time to just grab them. Then Juno's Secret Laboratory also fell off pretty hard. This card was spiking up towards $50 and it fell off recently with a number of sells at $21. The listings that are available right now, most of them are $20 to $21, and we still have a good amount that are under $30 after that. But the hype train on this card is well over, and given how many that just went back on the market, I don't think we're going to be seeing any rebound anytime soon. But then we've also, something that could change that course is this. We've got the Evo version of Ancient Alchemist, which is running low on quantities. Again, it's an Evo and from set 1, so it will be more expensive than typical for a gold. But 9 listings overall, and it's got $2.50 as the low value, and then it actually jumps up to $5 after that. So if you are looking to pick this card up, there aren't too many cheap options left on this one. It's basically a $5 card now. And then you've got Alexander from set 2, which is also on its way down. The base legendary of this one is now $8 to pick up with a market price of about $9.29. And if you want the super legendary of Alexander, it's $15 with a market price of $20. It's still one of the key cards to play in mid-range swordcraft right now, so I mean, it could stand to get a little bit lower, but $8 is not too bad for this card if you want to pick up its base legendary. Swordsman from set 1 is a little short on listings for its silver rare status. Right now, looking at quantities and listings, we are looking at a pretty solid dollar on each individual that you can pick up right now. And there are 15 listings overall. You can see it has an uptrend from every month. So it's managing pretty well. It is a nice option for mid-range sword as well, which definitely contributes to its game. Then, of course, we've got the Showdown promo of Leonitis, where despite the fact that Leonitis is the key card of mid-range swordcraft, it's still not getting what I think would be the love it deserves for its premium. But it's selling for $15 to $17. Listings are as low as $17 right now with shipping. So we're basically just looking at under $20 for being able to sell at this point. This card just could not make it anywhere in terms of value despite being the prize promo. Crystalia Lily is down in value for its base form foil, which has been holding at the $10 to $15 pricing range, and players did buy them that high, but we have listings back on the market, quite a few of them, at $8 right now. And I guess this also has to do with the additional prints of set 2 that have been coming out, so thanks to that, there have been more quantities to hit the market of these. But this is another one of those Forestcraft staples that you will definitely want to have in your back pocket. This is the foil version though, so if you don't care for foils, then you don't have to worry as much. They're much cheaper non-foil. Now into Uma Musume, I want to go over Daiwa Scarlet, and I guess TCG Player decided to throw vodka up there in addition to that. But Scarlet really went down on its legendary, below $10. Now you can pick it up for $7.50 base, and Super Legendary is $27 base, much cheaper than the market price. The SP, the sign, is the most expensive one right now that's been able to sell on the market. Market price is currently $333, and the base listing is $320 basically. So in terms of market price, it's the most expensive sign to pick up right now. Yeah. Unfortunately for Mago McQueen, there is not much movement on this card aside from its base legendaries. You look at the super legendaries, there hasn't been a single sell of this one on here, and nobody has bought the SPs either, even though I think it's the only SP on the market that's not $100 or higher. And to see it not sell even once, it's just sad. But if you want to pick up the regular legendaries, it's basically $3, $2 to pick up the base and Evo. But yeah, it's just sad to see this card get so neglected in comparison. But the big winner in terms of just legendaries is Agnes Tachon. You can see that the base legendary had a massive buyout with only one listing left at $30. And if we take a look here, we are looking at sales at $23 have been the most recent listings on this card. And I mean, it sold for $23. Yeah, basically, it's selling $18 to $23 for the most part. And there's only one more listing on the market for $30 with only one copy. So if you need to pick up Tachyon, you're going to have to shop around for a bit because they're gone. However, I will note that the Super Legendary is about the same price right now. So if you do anticipate, and honestly, I'm not sure. After what happened with Heavenly Aegis and Soul Dealer, I would imagine Tachyon will just slam back down eventually. But I think it can hold at $25, especially given that it's been able to sell pretty consistently at $23. But low listing of $29.45. There's only one copy. After that, it's over $30 if you want to pick this one up. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. As for the signs, let's see. 321 is the base listing. It's just a little lower in market price compared to Daiwa, but I guess that was to be somewhat expected, given that Daiwa is still the main boss to consider. Narita Top Road, the foil version of this card, is one of the most expensive foils to pick up premium-wise. 25 listings, and it's still selling all right. $4 to $6, and most listings available are just over $6, moving on to $7. And there are a good amount of quantities available, so unless there's just someone who really buys these out, and it could happen. This card is a good one to have for most decks. You've also got Ricokashimoto, which is a generic tech that you can play in most decks, being a neutral, but it's down in price quite significantly. Now you can pick it up for under $5 for the regular legendary. And nobody's bought the super legendary on this one, which is currently $15.50. And if you want the sign version, $136 is the low. Market price is $130 on that one. One of the cards that I pulled out of my boxes the other day, Close Knit Ambitions, the Super Legendary, has not sold a single copy on TCG Player and is base $5 right now. And if you want the regular Legendary, it's under $1 to pick up with 46 listings. So, yeah, shame, but kind of expected. It's a 10 cost that only gets you 6 cards tops. So, it basically takes up your turn just to be able to play it. And the final card to cover is the Evo version of Marozensky, the signed version specifically. Again, it's another card to cover since I pulled it when I was cracking open boxes, but this also has not sold at all. The base price right now is $200, and we've got a lot more listings above at $220, $260. Nobody is buying at this sort of price range, so I would imagine it'll have to get down to tops maybe $150, but I'm pretty sure even the signed base one has not sold that high anyway. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.